morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Keya, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Keya, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Keya, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Keya, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Keya, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going.
It is the second day of May 2023. My name is MC Keya, and this is the Morning Glory Show. It is the most comprehensive talk show in Kenya today, and we are coming live from Dawi Africa Photography. It is a production house based in Eldoret at the Zion Mall building. So anytime you need anything that goes into video or photo production, then consider working with us. We promise to give you a good experience in front of the camera and well documented work at the end of the rope. If you're looking to be addressed, then consider walking into D Square Fashion House. D Square Fashion House is situated at the fourth floor of Keya's building in Eldoret. And some good news is that right now they're also training students. So they also have a school called D Square School of Design and Tailoring, which is a place you need to visit if you need to take up fashion as a career. They have very affordable tuition fees, and the other advantage is that it is just adjacent to the fashion house. So you have an opportunity of getting first-hand experience from those who have worked in the fashion house and already have some experience working in the fashion industry. So the show starts now, and today we're talking about the Juacali sector. We're just trying to look at the importance of the Juacali sector to the economy of Uasin Gishu County and also the economy of Kenya. And so with me this morning is Mr. Richard Opar. He is the Secretary General of the Uasin Gishu Jua Kali Association. We also have with us Mr. Ayot Walter, who is the chairperson of the same association. And so this morning we'll just be talking generally about the Juacali sector, introducing to ourselves the Juacali sector, knowing what exactly it is, and at the end of it all we would want to have some takeaway in terms of the opportunities that we have for the Juacali sector within the Uasin Gishu County. And so this particular time, I would love to give them a chance to introduce themselves. I'll start with you, Mr. Richard. Of course, take the chance to introduce yourself and also talk a little bit about what you do at the association.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kalia. My name is Richard Opar Onduto, the Secretary General Uasin Gishu County Juacali Associations. I'm an artisan, at the same time a concept note developer. So by saying an artisan, I work in the sector of the Juacali. I do printing and publication, and also we do manufacture maize milling plants under the company called Petron Fabricator Services. The machine that we are manufacturing is called Petson, maize milling machine. So we are competing the China. So this is China in Kenya. So as the Secretary General, I'm responsible for correspondences, communicating to the institutions that is both public and private. I'm the one who is in charge of coordinating the events and also coordinating communication to the sector members. So basically, I can say I act as the CEO of Uasin Gishu County Juacali Associations.
Okay, thank you so much. That is quite a good introduction. Mr. Ayot, also you have a chance to introduce yourself and also tell us what you do now as the chairperson of the Uasin Gishu Juacali Association.
Okay, Mr. Kali, my name is Walter Ayot Keya. I'm the chairman of Uasin Gishu County Juacali Association. By profession, I did motor vehicle electrical engineering. Thereafter, I've done so many courses, and right now, that one I've got a degree in automotive electrical engineering. I've done leadership administration and management. I've got a degree also. So as a chair, my work is to chair meetings. Should any issues arise, the secretary summons the member, then I chair, and then we deliberate on the matters. Yes, they are on.
So basically that means you work in the same office and you coordinate to make sure that the Juacali industry is working.
Yes, that is what I do too, because since we are the leader of the Juacali, we have to listen to deliberate on the matter affecting Juacali issue. And right now, let's say we are thanking the newly promulgated constitution, which allow the formation of the association, which give us the legality to be registered and be recognized by the government. So on behalf of the Juacali, we partner with the country government and even national government on how we can run the Juacali Association.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'll come back to you, Richard, and I'll ask you the question. What is Juacali? What is Juacali? Because maybe growing up, or even if you ask any other person, they'll tell you Juacali is all about welding or something like that. Is it what we know, or there is a bigger Juacali than what we know?
Okay, Juacali sector, it is a sector that is, normally in Kenya, it is informal, but it is having traders and artisans with renowned skills that are contributing to economic growth. socio-economic growth in the country. So when we are talking about Jua Kali, it is so big because it captures the school leavers, the people who never reached even class 8, form 4, high school, colleges, and also the people who have reached even colleges, even universities. It entails even refugees who are having skills and have come to Kenya. It entails also the asylum seekers who are also exercising their skills and competence in the sector. And it entails also the retirees. When somebody has retired from his profession, he looks for something to do, a business to do in the sector of the Jua Kali. For example, you will find somebody is an engineer by profession. After retiring in a public institution with the government, this person will come back to the Jua Kali. Jua Kali is quite vast, and it captures the metal fabricators. For example, how many households do we have in Kenya? Anybody constructing, building a house, you will look for that person from the Jua Kali sector for your doors and windows. Anybody doing building and construction under architecture, you will require beams. These beams are manufactured by the Jua Kali people. All the furnitures that we are having in our households, that one under woodwork, that is Jua Kali sector. All the cook stoves that we are having, that is known in Kenya as jikos. Every home you will find there is a jiko. These are manufactured by the Jua Kali. So the Jua Kali sector is divided into manufacturing, services, and traders also. So when we are talking about manufacturing, that is where I've talked about metal, welding and metal fabrication, woodwork. And then we are having those people who are doing services. We are having the plumbers, we are having the masons, we are having the electrical installators, we are having even those people who are doing outside catering. And when we come to the fabric, textile also, we are having people who are doing fashions and designs, like what you mentioned. It is D-Square. Yes, that one is also in the Jua Kali sector. Those people who are doing African designs, those ones are in the Jua Kali sector. So it is a very vast area. And the notion is that many people have been thinking that the Jua Kali person is that person who has never gone to school, who is just banging metals. That is not it. Jua Kali sector, you will find even other people, even working in other institutions. They are having their side hustles. That is the Jua Kali sector. And the name Jua Kali was coined by the late President Mzee Moi when there was a conference of East African community. And the Jua Kali people, they are very much innovative. They convened a trade conference that was sponsored by British African Tobacco in Nairobi, along railway line. There were no tents, but these people used gunny bags to make the tents. And then during that time is when the late president, the former president, passed by, and he named it, who is assisting this, our watu wa Jua Kali. So that is how the name Jua Kali came about, and we give a lot of respect to Mzee Moi because of that, because he gave us a name that we are using to date, and we are not afraid of identifying ourselves as the Jua Kali people. And Jua Kali, this is the sector that is creating 80% of employment opportunities in Kenya and employing 35% of youth and women. And it is the one that is generating also the GDP, 4% GDP of Kenya, that is according to the Kenya Bureau of Statistics of 2020, that is economic survey during COVID pandemic. So this is a very big area that is even absorbing the school leavers. and the student attaches. Yes, it is a very big area.
Okay, thank you so much for that. That is Richard Opar. He is the Secretary General of the Jua Kali Association, and also with us in studio is Mr. Ayot. And Mr. Ayot, Opar has mentioned that it is a vast industry, which begs the question, how big now is the association? How many people are part of this association? How do I become a member of the association?
Well, according to the 2010 dispensation, it brought all these, the formats on how this association are supposed to be formed. In fact, it started, initially we had constituency, now we've got sub-counties. So by that time, in Eldoret was Gishu, we used to have three constituencies. That was Eldoret East, Eldoret South, and North. So after the promulgation of the constitution, we are given that opportunity for each constituency to have a satellite association and finally big association, whereby these three constituency are made to form one association which is called Gishu County Juacali Association. So we got guidelines on how for you must have a membership, because after being recognized and registered in the Register of Society, we had less to have members so that we can submit their name for our existence in Uasin Gishu. So Juacali is vast, as he has said. Juacali is open to each and everybody. It's a soft landing pad where each and everybody come, be it from be it from school leaver, retrenchee, retirees, school leaver, anybody with formal or informal skill. You are allowed to come and join us, so long as that you follow the guidelines and the rules of the Juacali. So it is open to each and everybody. We've got subsectors in it. The way I said, motor vehicle electrician, we've got mechanic, panel beating, spray painting, so you see, bodybuilding. So a lot are in Juacali. Yes.
And of course, thank you so much for that contribution. Now, the main thing that I'm asking here is, at the moment, how big is the organization at the moment? How many members do you have at the moment?
In fact, we've got so many members. As my secretary has already said, that it contributes to the around 4% GDP, isn't it? And almost employing around 80%. It is a place, we have got around, in the recent statistics in the Juacali, through our register, we want around 50,000 in Uasin Gishu as a whole. Here in Uasin Gishu only. So that is the magnitude in which we are, because it is vast, as you have said, that we've got sectors. We've got around 50,000 in Uasin Gishu County, the whole of Uasin Gishu County.
Okay.
Yes.
And Mr. Opar, can you take us through the hierarchy in the Jua Kali Association now? And now that you've also mentioned that it is very vast, how do you make sure that you get to represent each and every sector or the subsectors of the main sector, the Jua Kali sector?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalia. First thing, there is the umbrella organization that is called Uasin Gishu County Juacali Association. That is having the secretariat. It is having this chairman, vice chairman, secretary general, the deputy secretary general, the treasurer, organizing secretary, and the committee members. And then within that hierarchy, we are having other members who are the board of directors, depending on the areas of skills. So we are having maybe the director in charge of automobile, wireman. We are having director in charge of engine mechanics. We are having the director of innovation and inventions. We are having the director in charge of textile. We are having the director in charge of outside catering services, that is hospitality. We are having the director of electrical and electrical installation. And then we are having the director of basket and basketry. And we are having the director in charge of beadwork manufacturing. That one we are having even women. And we are having the director in charge of ICT. That is the area where we are finding even our youth. And they are there. And then after that, we are having the primary associations. For example, there is a garage at steel mills. There is the chairman there with the entire office. And below him, you will find that there is a minimum of 100 artisans below him. And we are having also the other ones at Pioneer, Assis garages. We are having Kwausuku garages. We are having those ones at Bandaptai and Barngetuni. So, and we are having others at Tarbo, all the way to Tarbo, and the other ones in Keses and Kapseret and Tuyo. So all these ones, we are having chairpersons with their office also. That is now the hierarchy of the Juacali sector that is having now the umbrella as was in Gishu County Juacali associations. Yes.
Okay, that is quite a good organization there. Of course, if you're already tuned in, let me know what you think about the Juacali sector. Leave a like there. Leave a comment. Any question you want to ask about the Juacali sector, this is the time to do so. So if you have any question to either of our guests, then make sure that you ask. And of course, now that we've known about now the hierarchy, Mr. Ayot, let's now talk about the importance of being part of the association. Why would anyone, of course, you've said that it is vast. I know there's so many people also who may be practicing things that you would consider it as a Juacali in terms of their careers and specialization, but are not part of the association. Why would I be a member of this association?
Well, Mr. Kalia, that's a very nice question. You know, unity is strength, first of all. And after we being registered as the association, it gives us leeway to partner with the like-minded. You know, according to the Kenya blueprint in 2030, they were expecting Kenya to be industrialized by 2030. So, through our registration, this has made us to come together so that even we can bargain with the national government, county government, and any private entity. So, this has allowed, because right now, in the places where we're working, long time we used to have conflicts with the local authority, which was like defunct Eldoret municipality. So after us being given this registration, now we can have a platform to sit with the country government, to talk with the national government, to talk with the like-minded partners. This has given us leeway because after formation of this African community, of which Kenya Juacali Federation is a member. This has given the Juacali opportunity to partner with other states, even to acquire this technological transfer, because wherever we have this expo, people come with different innovation and invention. So that's where we tap different knowledge. So when you are Juacali, it has sharpened our brain, and even has opened the market opportunity for our innovation and innovation. So Juacali is a nice place because, you know, right now, and before I go further, I should thank our forefathers, because they saw that in the future, after the white men have left, the white collar job will be mega. So they came up with the idea of Juacali so that to our grandchildren and children to have a soft landing space. So long as that you have a skill, you can exercise that was skill to contribute in building the economy. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And Mr. Opar, now let's focus on your physical offices first of all, and two, how easy it is to be a member in terms of the process that you need to now follow to be part of the Uasin Gishu Juacali Association. Somebody here is asking, how are you helping this innovative, and how do you even register them? One, there is the registration of, if somebody has innovated something new, do you have mechanisms of making sure that it is protected so that it goes ahead to help them in terms of the rights? Then two, your physical offices and how easy it is to become a member of the Uasin Gishu Juacali Association.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalia. Before I answer that one, I just wanted to add to what you asked Mr. Chair, Mr. Walter. It is important to be registered with the Jua Kali, Uasin Gishu County Juacali associations, because of skills sharpening and filling of the gap. Why do I say that? Uasin Gishu County Juacali associations has got a memorandum of understanding with the TVET institution and a renowned one, that is the Eldoret National Polytechnic, so that if somebody is having the skill in the sector of the Juacali, and this skill has never been recognized, this person can go to the Eldoret National Polytechnic through the association. We develop to the candidate what is called portfolio of evidence, and then writing to the Eldoret National Polytechnic, and then this artisan with the skill can be assessed and awarded with a certificate. That is called recognition of prior learning certificate. Another one, any other person who is having any form of innovations and inventions, we are capable of mentoring them and making them access to market through trade conferences, that is the local trade conference, regional trade conference, the national trade conference, and the East African Community Trade Conferences. Another reason why somebody should be in the sector of the Juacali, we speak Juacali, we eat Juacali, we work in Juacali, and Juacali is there to stay forever and ever, even for any other retirees. That is why any person has to be registered, should fail to register with the Juacali sector. And this sector, again, it is the sector that absorbs the attaches and is having a big partnership with the government and including the international institutions. For instance, under the Sustainable Development Goal, globally it is recognized under Sustainable Development Goal number 9, that is building resilient infrastructure to promote industrialization, innovation, and inventions. This is something that was signed by about 189 states of the world, and they recognized the informal sector that is known in Kenya as Juacali sector. At the same time, why somebody should join Juacali? It is for employment creation and filling the gap. Yes. Now, when I come answering your question, we are having the offices, like if we are talking about the garages, the Juacali people are having their offices at their garages. That is the satellite and the umbrella associations. 2, we are having our office at Aya Inn. That is where we are having our office, but through renovation, we are yet to relocate to a new one that can accommodate us, where we can have a boardroom meeting where we can accommodate like 50 people, because we are having the challenge of the space. If you find clients come, that is our members, you will find that we are having shortage of the space. So that is the biggest challenge that we are having. And the other challenge that we are having is a designated industrial work site, and it is cutting across in the entire Republic of Kenya. That is what.
And of course, we'll come to the challenges squarely,
Yes.
and fairly,
Yes.
in the next segment of this particular conversation. At the moment, I wanted us to focus on how easy it is, first of all, for people to understand the Juacali industry and the Juacali Association in Uasin Gishu County. And that's why I'd ask about the physical office. Of course, you've answered that there is a physical office. Maybe you can just continue to insist on its location, so that if somebody wants to come, then they may also find you very easily. Then the second question was how easy it is to become a member.
It is very much easy to become a member, because the other primary associations, they are having their set of constitutions, because they are also registered. So the members do discuss on the membership fee that is allowed. You will find that the membership fee in the village, they allow from 500 shillings, that is the membership fee, depending on the size of the business and the number of the employees you are having, because the maximum membership fee is 22,000. Yes.
Now, and that's exactly where I want to really get the costing. In terms of, I'm in a village somewhere, I want to be part of the Uasin Gishu Jua Kali association. First of all, that means that I must be a member of a primary association within my locality. Is that right?
Very true.
Then, after doing that, do I automatically become a member of the Uasin Gishu association if my primary association is a member?
Very true. After registering with the primary association, the primary association is the one that brings the list of the membership to Uasin Gishu County Juacali associations. And Uasin Gishu County Juacali Association is also a member of the Kenya National Federation of Juacali Associations. And then the Kenya National Federation of Juacali Associations is also a member of the Confederation of the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Organizations East Africa. So there is the structure, and that structure, we cannot break it. It starts from the grassroots. Because when somebody is at KSS, so there is the chair lady or the chairperson at KSS that will receive that person. So that person, once he has been received through that primary association, he or she becomes automatically a member of Uasin Gishu County Juacali associations, because there is no double registration.
Okay, and now let me come back to you, Bwana Ayot. Almost the same issue, because I really want my viewers to understand exactly how this works. We've talked about the membership fee. How do you regulate? Because you said the maximum is 22,000. Is it buying shares? Is it, how does it work?
Well, the fee comes is according to type of business. A type of business, because we got member from school leavers, member from college, members from retirees, and we got member who at least they have managed to their business to become a bit bigger. So it depends on the magnitude of your business or what you are doing. Yeah, so the fees are different according to what you are doing. Because maybe I can say that we've got a member who has got a very big workshop who is making the furnitures. According to his status, he has grown a bit bigger. So the membership, according to his values, the fees differs from the value.
And
yes.
how do you determine the value then?
Well, for example, Mr. Kali, even right now in your office here, isn't it? We can deduce your value with the type of the machines you have here.
No, but then, Mr. Ayot,
for example, let's say we've got retirees. You know, if retirees who are joining the association, in fact, let's say he has received some of the lump sum money, isn't it? So he's capable when he's joining us. Maybe he was an engineer, isn't it? He wants to start fabrication. He'll start big. So you are getting me. So that is where we deduce the type of fees we'll charge him. You'll find somebody who has just come from the college. He has nothing. So he wants to start life there. That one will have a fee to charge him. Yes, according to, because we want to accommodate each and everyone in Juacali. Yes.
And I think Mr. Opar clearly has something to say about that. I would really want to know the criteria specifically, because of course it's human nature. What if I look at you and I don't like you and I said, okay, you should pay 22,000? How is there a formula to determine the value of the business?
It is true, because there is the form that a member will fill in. So the member will fill in, you give him the form, and the form is designed even from the Kenya National Federation of Juacali Associations. So this form, if you are there having 2 employees, that is like somebody who is still beginning. This person should not be cut off, even if it's just 1 person. That is the reason why, if it's 1 person, he goes through the primary association. The primary association understands this person very well. So the primary association, according to their constitution, they will say that the membership fee is even 200 or 300. So this person becomes a member from the primary association. Then, after registering with the primary association, this person becomes automatically a member from where he is. And then, under the Juacali association, the fee can be higher when somebody has graduated from what is called the micro, small, and somebody has become medium, where somebody is employing like 50.
And how often do I need to renew the membership?
The membership is annual.
It's annual.
It is annual.
Okay, now let's move on and also talk about the highlights that you've had as an association. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, with us in studio this morning is the officials from Uasin Gishu Jua Kali associations. With us in the house this morning is Mr. Ayot Walter. He's the chairperson of the Uasin Gishu Jua Kali association, and Mr. Opar, who is the secretary general. Of course, we've introduced to ourselves what Jua Kali association is, and there's somebody called Natikul who says, I'm alone at Marura, how much do I pay to be a member? Of course, I would still get guidance from the Secretary General as we move on how you can become a member. As we continue to talk about this, I now want us to look at the highlights. What are some of the things that you've achieved as an association that you think if you had gone individually? Mr. Ayot, it is you said that umoja ni nguvu. What are some of the highlights that you've had as an association that you say, if we had not registered as an association, then this might not have come?
Well, Mr. Kale, that's a very nice question. For example, I've said umoja ni nguvu. In fact, through the registration of Uasin Gishu County Juacali Association, we've had members who have got talented, who are talented. These people that have got, they've done innovation and invention. So through this membership of our Gishu County Association has made us even to partner with the country government, has made us to get opportunity to showcase our talent with locally, regionally, and internationally. Because as my secretary has said, this is like regional district conference. You cannot get an opportunity if you are not a member. So big membership has given our members opportunity. Even has given opportunity for the country government even to have loans. Isn't because this is an association. And Mr. Kale, you know, government does not work with people who are not registered. So, but this registration has given us opportunity even to negotiate them, whatever they make their bylaws, isn't it? We sit together and negotiate. And it could here be that this we are just operating informally, we would have not gotten that opportunity to talk with the authority. So in fact, we are getting cover. Even right now, it has given the country government to take even the bills to the country assembly on how they can fast track the places where this Juacali can be permanently. Right now, we are operating in people's land, in which we can be evicted anytime as they feel. So this unity and registration has given the government to recognize, even to put to place us in their plan. Like recently, you see that there was a gazettement, or was it their plan to have a industrial zone, isn't it? So these are the opportunity which we are having as a registered member.
Mr. Opar, coming back to you, of course, Mr. Ayot, as Mr. Ayot has mentioned the relationship between you and the county, I would really want to also go further into that, your relationship with one county and other related stakeholders in this sector. How do you coordinate your activities to make sure that, of course, you cooperate also with government and other organizations that could, in one way or the other, be part of Juacali sector?
Thank you, Mr. Kalia. Our cooperation, being together, has made us to achieve some milestones. One of them, the county government, the national government, and the East African community governments have recognized the Juacali sector. When we come down to the county government in 2014, The umbrella organization of the Juacali, that is called the Kenya National Federation of Juacali Associations, through our Secretary General, Engineer Charles Kalomba, and our CEO, Mr. Richard Muteti, they came up with a concept that Juacali sector building a skilled-based county enterprise economy. This is a concept that was taken to the Minister of Trade and Industrialization, Mr. Honorable Adan Mohamed. It was a very big discussion that captured the 47 counties. And after that, all the 47 counties had to identify the innovations and the skills in the sector with the products manufactured, and a trade conference was done per county. After per county, there was the first national Juacali Devolution Conference that was hosted at Bomas of Kenya. This one made the government to understand the sector as the engine that is driving the economy, with a lot of innovations that can even access international market. That made the governments to strengthen the growth of the Juacali sector that the white man is calling the MSE. So in doing this one, we've collaborated also with the institutions of higher learning. For example, the Eldoret National Polytechnic. And we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Eldoret National Polytechnic in 2019 to recognize the skills in the Juacali sector, and our people can also access the institution for reskilling and retooling. So that is the role of the institution that is giving back to the society at a very small fee. And their skills can be recognized. Then finally, they are awarded with a certificate that is called Recognition of Prior Learning Certificate. This is a policy framework that is being implemented globally. Like in USA, Canada, South Africa is doing it, Mauritius is doing it, Tanzania is also doing it, Kenya is also doing it, and the United Kingdom. So by being together, that one has made us achieved that one. Another thing, the people in the Juacali sector, we can communicate with the government and the government agencies to understand the gaps that is in the Juacali. For instance, when somebody has done an innovation, for like steam jiko, a cook stove that is using water and lighting like a gas. This one is an innovation, a unique innovation in Uasin, Gishu County. And it has never been done anywhere in the world. So we take this artisan, connect them with the government institutions like Kenya Industrial Properties Institute. And then we take our members for the training to get and understand intellectual property rights and also the utility modules, so that they protect, the government can protect, help them to protect the products against any forms of piracy. So that is the significance of being together, and then coordination of the trade conferences. Like Uasin Gishu County, since the first devolved system of government under His Excellency Senator Mandago, we had the first exhibition in 2014, and the government, county government of Uasin Gishu has supported the sector of the Juacali in innovations. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. And right now, Governor Chelilim, His Excellency Chelilim, also supported the Juacali sector to do an exhibition, and they extended to the East African Community Trade Conference in Kampala, Kololo grounds. So by being together, our innovations are realized, and the government also comes in. Another milestone that we achieved, being in the Juacali sector, during the campaigns, His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, under his bottom-up economic transformation agenda, he recognized the Juacali sector, and in fact, he derived his manifesto from the hustler, somebody who is doing any side hustling. And by doing that one, His Excellency, the President, recognized the Juacali sector, and we contributed immensely in his bottom-up economic transformation agenda under the regions. That is what people never knew, when the President could call people for forums. And we did a presentation, the county forums, that was called the bottom-up county forums. And it was included in the presidential agenda. And the President accepted to accommodate our presentations. For instance, when we mentioned to the President that Juacali sector needs to have a distinct ministry, we pray that you don't make the Ministry of Trade and Industrialization, cooperatives and all that. It was bulky and it was hectic for a PS to manage that kind of ministry. So during the county forums, because of our unity, we mentioned to the executives, that is His Excellency the President and the Deputy President, that give us distinct ministries according to the innovations that we are having. Then he gave us the Ministry of MSEs and Cooperatives. That is one. He gave us the Ministry of Trade and Industrialization. Then he gave us the Ministry of Innovation, Inventions, Youth and Gender, with lined up PSS and directorates. So that is because of our oneness, and the government recognized the value of the Jua Kali sector. Yes.
Okay, that is quite a nice presentation of the highlights that you've had as an association. And now coming back to you, Mr. Walter Ayot, now you'd started mentioning the challenges. Of course, Opar started mentioning the challenges, and I told him we'd have some time to talk about it. In your
Sorry, I forgot to mention one important one, Mr. Kalia. Sorry for interrupting you. I forgot to mention the Jua Kali sector collaboration with the Kenya National Federation of Juacali Association, and our CEO, Mr. Richard Muteti, and our program and linkage officer, Engineer Wambua Nyamai, that connected us with the GIZ, that is the Germany Incorporation and international labor organizations, and took us, the members, through the training. After the training, we got scholarship to Canada through CICAN. CICAN is Colleges Institutes Canada, and it was spearheaded by Hamba International Development Institute, Red River Colleges Institute, and Northwest Colleges in Canada. And many members of the Juacali have received their recognition of prior learning certificates, whereby I myself am a beneficiary, and I thank the Federation because of that, and international labor organizations, and Young African Works is the one that sponsored this. So we underwent a thorough 4 months training weekly to achieve the certificate, which is recognized now globally. And we are now the trainers making sure that those people who are having the skills in the Juacali sector and have not been awarded with the certificates, now we are taking them, we are training them, and developing their portfolio of evidences, then making them to access the qualification awarding institutions like the Eldoret National Polytechnic, and many we've taken to also to connect them with the NITA. NITA is the National Industrial Training Authority. Like we transversed through to Trans Nzoia, where 24 artisans were assessed in December, and they are awaiting their certificate. I think this month their certificates are going to be released. That is making their self-esteem to be improved, and they will feel that they are also part of the society, mingling with the elites who are now having the certificates.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Of course, I'm sure the highlights could be more than that, and if there's somebody watching out there, of course, there's somebody who's already asked that they're in Sogomo. They said not even Sogomo. They said Marura, and how much do they pay? How do they become part of the association? Chairperson, as you speak into some of the challenges that you go through, also remember to answer Nati Cool, who said that he's alone at Marura. How does he become a member of the association?
Oh well, Mr. Kalia, before I embarked on answering your question, I would just emphasize on what my secretary has just said. You know, after this 2010 constitution, the youths care were taken, people with disability, and even the gender. Man, you see in the Juacali sector, we are just requesting if there's government official who is watching or is hearing what we are now discussing, we'll request this giant entity to be given a slot even for nomination. You know, as the Juacali is now the engine, trying to make the government realize their vision 2030. We request the government if you can get appointment like the youth and the women, so that we can articulate our issues and our problem in the parliament. Secondly, after being given that one, we'll also request to be given a ministry. Because less it is in particularly Juacali might deal with industrialization, isn't it? And that is what Kenya is now heading. So on the side of registration, which the question which that member want to join us, my able secretary said that we've got satellite Juacali associations, and you know Uasin Gishu is vast. We've got sub-county nowadays. I think said this Marura. Marura is falling under an Opkoi sub-county. So we've got our satellite association there. So I'll just advise him if he can contact the immediate officials in that certain client, or if he cannot reach them, he can come and contact the Secretary General. I think the Secretary General will give out his number, so that he will give him the guideline on how he can contact that association at the ground. Another question he asked me about the challenges. No any other institution can exist without challenges. First, you know, we used to be informal. Since we become formal, it has just taken a few years. First, we don't have a permanent workplace. We don't have designated design industrial work site where we can articulate our talents. The places where we act, the owners usually come and evict us as well. Secondly, in our workplace, there's a certain principle with the Japanese came, it's called Kaizen, 5 Kaizen. That is how to manage your workplace. When you come to our workplace, you'll find the arrangement of our tools is not up to date. Because you can see maybe electrical wire, the way they run, this deals with something which called occupational health and safety. Should any disasters occur in Juacali, in fact, let's say we will lose so many lives, isn't it? The places where we're working, there are not designs, there are no roads, isn't it? There are no roads. There are no roads. Even you find less our properties. They are not taken care of, because, for example, I can give you the place like Assis. It is just outskirts of the town along the river there. We don't have even the askari lazy to look after our property after we close work in the evening. So even let's say, for example, our people who have got who have done innovation and invention, those people we are lacking lack to access to finance, isn't it? Because you are finding that this institution, they want collateral, in which the Juacali we don't have. Even there's a policy can be made through the country government or national government on how we can acquire, get access to finance, so that we can enhance this innovation. Mark you the innovation we are doing, these things, if they can, we can produce them in bulk, we can produce so many employment to the youths. So these are the challenges we are getting in the informal sector.
Okay, I'm sure you'll add on a few to the challenges, but then because you also want to really move forward and now look at the opportunities that are there for you as we transition into a city, Eldoret, which is part of Uasin Gishu, and the headquarters for that matter, is transitioning into becoming a city. Mr. Opar, what does the Juacali Association, what opportunities do you see as an association for your members?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalia. I'll answer that question immediately, but let me add to the challenges that the Juacali people are facing. And this one cuts across even nationally. Access to finance is a very big challenge to the Juacali. Access to credit is a very big challenge. Why do I say this? A Juacali member could be having an innovation like those people who are manufacturing steam jiko, our women who are doing beadworks. They are supposed even to export because there is the international market apart from the domestic market. But they cannot have enough capital. So the banks have stringent measures that will never allow the Juacali person to access to this finance. At the same time, there is the Inua Biashara at the county government. This money is very meager. And even I've never seen a member of the Juacali who has accessed this funding. In the last regime, I even wrote several letters, the members to access the funding. They could not access to the funding. To make it very clear again, is that the Juacali people are lacking designated industrial worksite with infrastructural development. This one will not even make the country to grow, because if you are having a country which is having the artisans but lacking a designated industrial worksite that can be mapped even digitally, then that is a very big challenge, not only to us, but also to the nation. Then there is also delayed payments by the county governments to the Juacali people. Even many who are even operating under this Zion Mall have suffered the same. You find that the Juacali person has done some services to the county government. You will find that 9 years down the line, 5 years down the line, this person has not been paid. So this one makes the innovation and the sector to cripple down, and it makes the artisans or the practitioners to lose hope with the county government. Another challenge that we are having is bureaucracy in terms of acquiring the tenders. The tenders could be there. There is a competent Juacali practitioner, but because of bureaucracy, this person will never access the tender. And then another thing is access to market. We find even if you go down at the work site where they are manufacturing the metal boxes, ovens, and any other metal products and wood products, you will find that the Juacali persons cannot export these products, yet they are needed even in the East African community. There has never been a set-up regulation to enable this product to access both massively the local and the international markets, as much as they go for the trade conferences. Another challenge that is also there is at point when other regimes come, they fail to recognize the Juacali persons until further explanation is made to them. So that is the biggest challenge that the Juacali artisans are facing, amongst many more. Now,
And,
when I
and
come
of
to
course, most of the challenges that both of you have mentioned are challenges that focus on, it is actually your relationship with the policymakers and all that. And I'll ask, do you see any opportunity at the moment to partner with government and all that to ensure that? Where is the hindrance? Because now you've identified the challenge, but then where is the missing link in terms of making sure that most of the challenges that you've mentioned are addressed? Because it is only true, most of them are through government and legislation and also maybe policy.
Okay, one of the, when we are talking about industrialization, according to my research that I did, industrial revolution in China peaked up very strongly in 1979. when the President Xi Jinping recognized the cottage industries, however primitive they are. So it is important and paramount for any government to recognize the cottage industries and give them the space to work and act and exercise their skills and talent. In doing this one, I'm happy that His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has recognized the industry. That one is giving us now the opportunity, and when he's talking about affordable housing, distinctly is mentioning the Jua Kali sector. We are seeing that one as an opportunity when implementing the government policy of affordable housing. Another area where we are seeing the opportunity as at the county level, we talk of the Nguzo Kumi of His Excellency Governor Chelilim, and that one is falling under the fourth pillar of his Nguzo Kumi. This one makes us to smile that the government in place is recognizing that there is the existence of the Juacali and the skills there. That one now makes us to develop, we've even developed a policy paper, a concept note on the development of industrial work sites in Uasin Gishu County for economic growth. And there, we've identified, and even the PS Dr. Juma Mkwana came, and PS Honorable Alfred Kombudo also came, identifying the 135-acre piece of land next to the NYS at Cherunya grounds. So this one is giving us an opportunity. We feel that the government is ready to work with the Juacali people, and the president mentioned about it as the export promotion zones, meaning our products, we can manufacture them and they can realize the export market. Another opportunity that we are having is that the implementation of the TVET program with the TVET institution. This policy makes the Juacali people to feel that their skills and the awarding of their certificates is guaranteed. And this one was mentioned by the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, 1st of June 2021, that the Juacali people to work closely, the government institution, that is the Kenya National Qualification Authority, to work closely with the Ministry of Education to recognize the skills in the Juacali sector under what is called the recognition of prior learning policy framework. So these are opportunities that are there, and the global call of the Sustainable Development Goals. So we find that globally it is recognized. Kenya is a signatory of the Sustainable Development Goals. And also the Vision 2030, that is also recognizing the Kenya's fourth industrial revolution, and making it clear that the industrial revolution in Kenya will only peak if we empower the Juacali sector, that is the cottage industries. And the African Union concept of 2063 also. So these are national, continental, and international accords that is making us to feel that we are recognized globally. So it is us to endeavor to achieve this goal.
And of course, because of time, I'll start. Of course, we've taken most of the time to explain about the Juacali association, which is important because we really want people to be part of the association. Let's now talk. I'll give you 3 minutes each to talk about the preparedness as we head into city status. Allow me to start with Mr. Walter Ayot. Tell us how prepared and the opportunities that you see specifically. I'm sure Mr. Opar has mentioned some of them in the transition of Eldoret's town into a city. Which opportunities do you see, and how prepared are you for them as the Juacali industry?
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalia. First and foremost, I'll say there's something which we've forgotten. Through the Association of Uasin Gishu County Juacali in 2018, through collaboration and partnership with the Uasin Gishu County government and our national Kenya Federation of Juacali, we were privileged to persuade in the Secretariat of the East African Community, so that there was a trade expo of East African Community was brought to Uasin Gishu County for the first time. Such like trade has already been conducted in the big capital cities, but it make Uasin Gishu be privileged to be known within nationally and internationally. Why do I say this? This gave us an opening of the question which you have just asked me. Was a low town to become a city, because it happened to host the magnitude of around 6 countries as a town. So even it gave the opportunity for other countries within the East African community to identify the type of goods of which the Juacali artisan from Uasin Gishu County and Kenya are making. This is one of the opportunity. There was another opportunity, since it was capable of hosting these countries. This has given those to be as contributors to be part of the reason why it should be elevated to city status. We are very thankful because the policy has been taken to the county assembly on how the informal sector in Uasin Gishu County will be taken care of. Like what I said, that they're coming up with that around, it is 100 acres, 135 acres. Uasin Gishu County Juacali is going to be considered and included in that design industrial work site.
As we continue to talk about that, of course, I was looking at a question that just came in, and I think it also still touches just on how prepared you are as we head into city status. I may not want to divert your attention because of time. Let's just talk about your preparedness as an industry to make sure that you earn maximally from the transition of Eldoret town into a city. And Opar, in connection to that, let's also talk about the opportunities. Of course, we've really massively talked about the opportunities. So how possible and how ready are you to earn from those opportunities as we transition into a city?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalia. The sector of the Juacali is ready even from the time of the promulgation of the new constitution. We have the skills, we have the competence, we have the knowledge, we have the public relations to interact with the county and the national government. So this is what we've been requesting, and we presented our presentation to the ad hoc committee of the conferment of Eldoret municipality to city status. We did our presentation and we confirmed that we need Eldoret town to be elevated to a city. The reason being, Eldoret town is strategically positioned in the northern corridor. It is serving almost, if you look at the counties that is serving, all the North Rift counties and also the Uganda region, all the trucks passing through and any other businesses, it is a conducive environment. Being the breadbasket, we are endowed with the international airport, and our innovations can access market through the international airport. By virtue of His Excellency the President and the county government endeavoring so much to establish a Eldoret Industrial Park as an export promotion zone, it is captured in the prototype, because when the research was being done, being headed, I think, by Dr. Mugo from University of Nairobi, we participated actively during that kind of research. And we requested a position to take a position as manufacturers and as traders in the industrial park. So we also pray that it is hastened, and the Juacali sector, through the trade conferences, we've had a vast connection with the other international community, especially from Canada, that are ready even to come to Uasin Gishu County also to supplement in the in the establishment of the industrial park. That is from Vancouver. That is the institution is called the Future Trends Holdings and Asila Investment Limited. These are the institutions that are also participating in the economic development in China. And because of the regional trade conferences, we happen to interact with them and they want to come to Uasin Gishu. So the investors are ready to come. At the same time, as Mr. Walter had said, by virtue of hosting an East African Community Trade Conference at the Eldoret Sports Club, it gave the opportunity to Uasin Gishu to show that we are having the facilities. That is a test. Through the Juacali sector, it is a test that we are having the facilities that can host an international event to elevate Eldoret town to city status. Because there were over 2,800 participants in Eldoret and they were all accommodated freely. It means our hospitality department is in place, security was in place, the county government is in place, so it is having full support and we are very much ready for the city, Eldoret town, to be elevated into city status. And we've done also a concept note on the same. And another one, and another concept note that we've done is that we want to host now a Kenya, the first Kenya International MSc Industrialization Trade Conference and Exhibition. And we presented that one to the PS, the executive, to be accommodated in the budget policy statement, to be captured, so that Kenya should be having an international trade conference that is focusing on innovations and inventions. This one will attract many investors and investments, both local and international, to participate actively in national development agenda. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Of course, a lot of nice progress there. It is also very nice knowing that the Juacali is not as small as it looks. Of course, we've unpacked a lot remains to be unpacked, but then time is not on our side, so I have to ask you for your closing remarks. We'll still get time. Of course, this is a continuous conversation from time to time. Now that we are friends, we'll get time to discuss these things. We'll get time to get your views when matters arise that touches on the Juacali industry. Thank you so much for making time to be with us this morning, and I'll ask Mr. Walter Ayot to just give us your closing remarks, then Opar will also give his closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Kalia. We've not taken this invitation for granted. So many people have been like to know what Juacali is. From this platform you have given us, I hope within Uasin Gishu or outside, they have known what Juacali is. They have known what Juacali is, and how when you want to join Juacali, you can do. And this one has also made other interested institutions, even private entity, who would like to join or who are yearning to partner with Juacali. They have now known where the office is and the visual, so they can interact with them. Thank you so much.
So much for that, Mr. Walter Ayot. Thank you for making time to be with us this morning. Of course, it's a chilly morning, and thanks for the effort. Now, Mr. Opar, and as you do your closing remarks, remember to reinstate to reiterate the positioning of your office, and also to give your contacts.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the Week Afrique, and especially capturing on appreciating you in chief, Mr. Kalia, and also Mr. Wilbur, the cameraman, who has put us in good position, directing us professionally, and the dear sister lady. Thank you very much for hosting us and giving us coverage that is making the world to know that Juacali sector is in existence. This is the place to be, and we are happy to come again to the Week Afrique, and we shall appreciate a great deal, and we pray that the Week Afrique also to join the Juacali sector in the 23rd East African Community Trade Conference that is scheduled in Bujumbura, Burundi in December. You will see a lot to know more about Juacali, not only in Uasin Gishu, but globally. Otherwise, a dream is not a dream until it is achieved. God bless you so much. My contacts, the office location, as I said, one of them is at the manufacturing worksite next to the market, that is Eldoret North Juacali Associations, and our office Ayahin. Thank you very much, and my contacts are 0728 815 850.
I would ask that you repeat
0728 815 850.
850. That is Mr. Opar, right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us this particular morning. This has been the Morning Glory Show. Of course, we have had a very beautiful conversation about the opportunities that are there for people who would want to join the Juacali industry. We've talked about what the Juacali industry is, and as Mr. Opar puts it, a dream is not a dream remains a dream unless it is achieved. And with that, I would also want to remind you that it is a mental awareness month. May is the mental awareness month, and so let's take this opportunity to reduce the amount of stigma that is related to mental health conditions. I will do our best this month to also make sure that we talk about our mental health. But then, as it is, make sure that you seek some knowledge about mental health and be part of the solution. Let us reduce the stigma associated with mental health and mental related conditions and ailments. My name is MC Kalia. This is the Morning Glory Show, and until tomorrow, have a beautiful day.